put that to Mr. Garg, but I want to get a last comment from General Verma because he's got to leave a bit early. He's a man much in demand today. All of you are, because you're all connected to the case, and three of you are connected to the case in one way or the other. General Verma, what are you hoping is the end result of what we get to know? Mr. Garg seems confident that we'll never be able to join the dots, as it were. What are you hoping will happen when more data comes, when the number comes? Yes, some of us will keep chipping away. We'll keep trying to see who gave what to whom. We already know quite a lot of information. We already know a Madan Lal Private Limited, number 10 on the buyers list, is in loss. It's in loss, but it's still spending, 183 or 185 crores buying bonds. What does this tell you about the way our politics is funded? And again, I don't think, as they say in Hindi, his hamam mein sab nange hain. Business feels compelled to give money to the powerful. Whoever the winning horse, business gives money to that, irrespective of parties. General Verma.
At least the public will get to know. The entire truth may not be able to be seen, as Mr. Garg is saying, but at least the transparency and the right to information has been upheld, and more people will get to know how the funding goes on and what methods can be involved to improve the funding situation. And the last thing I want to say is that ADR is in the 25th year now, and this is the second landmark judgment under an NDA government. And when the ADR started, it was again a landmark judgment under the NDA government, which opposed the publication of criminal and other data of the political parties. So, so much for transparency and this thing. Thank you.
Or you could say NDA is your lucky mascot. Could be argued both ways on a lighter note. But thank you, General Verma. Let me bring in Mohandas Pai, who was shaking his head in disagreement. Mohan?
Barkha, I feel really sad that people who claim to fight for democracy, transparency, demolish the transparency, however small it could be, in the name of democracy. And how are we better off today? We're not better off, we're worse off. At least accounted money was coming in. We knew it's debited to a bank. It went to the bank account of the political party. Political party filed a return. People knew how much money had come in. They had some inkling. Now all cash will come. You destroy transparency. What are you going to achieve? And what has Supreme Court achieved by saying under Article 19, right to information, all kind of noble stuff, we will do transparency. Are we better off as people? No, we are worse off. Now, drug money, goon money will come, will go back to status quo ante. They will still buy politicians, still buy things paying cash. Now, you can see all political parties who spoke about transparency and said, we don't do this. TMC has done it. DMK has done it. Congress has done it. Everybody has taken, because people need money. The fact of the matter is, democracy requires a lot of money in electoral politics. We have to bring clean money in. This is the best scheme devised in the last 75 years, where there was transparency at least up to 50%.
Does it not bother you? Mohan, does it not? I have a question. Does it not bother you, Madan Lal Private Limited, number 10 company? Look at its losses. 2.07 crore loss is pending 183 crores.
It is a loss.
Quick Supply Private Limited has a profit of 22 crores and is spending 235 crores in the same year buying bonds. Does this not bother you, Mohan?
No, Barkha, because please remember one thing, Barkha. If you have business, you have a lot of companies which are, local shell companies, or companies which are small subsidiaries. You use them for donating, use them for other purposes, and they all file returns. The taxman can look at it. It's perfectly legal to have revenues of 200 crores, donate 201 crores because it's privately owned. I'm not answerable to you or the public because it belongs to me. Why are you bothered about how I run my company? It doesn't bother me at all. It's a company. I know the money is accounted. I know the returns have been filed with income tax, is legitimate, and the money has been given. Now, am I better off because this company has given? No. I don't know how we are better off, but I'm happy that clean money has come in. More and more clean money has come in. I'm happy that all political parties are getting money. Some may get more, some may get less. For example, somebody made a study per state government, which they have ruled how much money came. Now, TMC seems to have got the highest because they rule one state. Now, what do they show? What happens in that particular state? Everybody needs money. Now, let us focus on how do you get good, clean money into politics? How do political parties get money without vindictiveness on the part? How do you protect donors? And how do you make sure there's no quid pro quo for any money coming in? Quid pro quo is wrong. You can't buy government. On that, all of us agree. You can't buy government. But if somebody
let's take your argument. let's take your argument to Sanjay Hegde. Sanjay Hegde, the quid pro quo is an abstraction. It is an assumption, not an abstraction. It is an assumption because let's take Lottery Martin for example. Let's take Lottery Martin. Lottery Martin, if there was a quid pro quo, you could argue that the case against him should not be open today. He's the number one buyer of bonds, right? He's the number one buyer of bonds. He is raided before the bonds. He's raided after he buys the bonds, and he's raided last week. Which is why Mohandas Pai is saying you actually can't establish any quid pro quo.
Whether we look, I'm not prosecuting any case. Each particular transaction would have to be examined on the facts. There, Mr. Martin, for instance, had this lottery business which the state of Tamil Nadu sought to ban. You had a governor who was sitting on the ban because when the legislature passed an act, the governor just refused to clear it. It was a mere ministerial act. So, was there a quid pro quo at that stage? Was there not? Everything would be up for examination, for investigation. And if there is evidence of criminality, possibly the police departments of some state or the other might also be active. You remember the 2G thing, Barkha? There were many who said that, look, it was a policy decision. Or you look at the Delhi liquor case, it's a policy decision. But the ED and the investigating agencies' cases that there was certain money which was delivered in Goa, which was used for an election in Goa. That happened because there was a decision taken in Delhi.